Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm Nick.
And I'm Jackson.
On Top Notch Sports, and today we're going to go over the Green Bay Packers. Jordan Love, Matt LaFleur looked pretty dang good in week one. Jackson, what's your idea on this Green Bay Packers team here?
Look, coming into the game on Sunday, I really didn't know what we were going to get out of Jordan Love, and I guess a lot of people really didn't think what they were going to get out of him either, because the Bears were favored in that game. If you do remember, I believe it was up by 1.5 points. And Jordan Love really came out and balled out. We went 15 for 27, 245, and 3 touchdowns, and beat the Bears 38-20. Look, I think just out of the gate, Green Bay just showed that, hey, they are still here. It's not everyone's talking about the Lions and the Vikings and now the Bears, but they really just said, hey, you know what? We're still here. We still own this division, and you guys got to respect us.
Absolutely. And again, here's another thing, too. Everyone, right away, this guy, he's not going to do anything. Yada, 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 yada. Blah, 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 blah. Jordan Love. We need Aaron Rodgers. The Packers aren't going to look good this year. One of the worst teams in the National Football League without Rodgers. Rodgers didn't really do much for the team last year. And I'm going to be brutally honest. I just talked about how much I like Rodgers and everything in the last video. To be honest with you, it wasn't like Rodgers kept that team in games. The team just didn't play great last year. And Jordan Love is a guy that I've been a fan of. You know what he ranked at coming out of the draft in 2020 for me? My personal analysis. You know where he ranked?
I don't know where he ranked, but yeah, I know he's up there.
Herbert was 1. Burrow is 2. I had him before Tua. I had him before Tua, and I had him before Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts was a pleasant surprise. Okay? He's someone that a lot of people missed on. Not just me, everybody. Jalen Hurts was my 5th or 6th ranked guy. But Jordan Love was my number 3. And to see this guy play, I'm telling you, I was high on him all along. And I'm still high on him. And I'm glad to see that he's taking steps forward. He's not a joke. This guy can win games for this football team. So here's my question to you. After watching that game, what do you think about the division for the Green Bay Packers this year? I mean, do you think it's possible that they possibly win that division?
Look, after just watching, all these games from week one, the Vikings, they didn't pull out the win against Tampa Bay. And Detroit, now they squeezed out the 1 point win against Kansas City, where Kansas City really beat themselves in that game. And the Packers, they really just came in and took care of business. So this division really, it was wide open coming in. A lot of people were putting money down on the Detroit Lions winning the division. But right now, I really don't know who's going to win this division. But my heart kind of says Green Bay might make a run.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Like, here's another thing, too. I predicted the Green Bay Packers 3 months ago, May 22nd, 2023. Okay. And I said that they would go 9-8. Okay. A lot of people didn't have them go 9-8. I mean, I did it with the guy, Tyler, who also he's a Packers fan. He was our Packers GM for our mock draft and stuff. He had him going 8-1. I had him going 9-8. Okay. And I felt like they were going to beat the Bears. I said they're going to start off 2-0 to start the season. I had their first loss being against New Orleans. But I had them starting the season 4-1. Okay. And then I have them losing to Denver, so 4-2. And then I have them winning 2 more. So I have them starting the season 6-2. And then I had a drought going on. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight losses. So from 6-2 to 6-7. Then I got them winning 2. That put them at 8-7. Losing 1, 8-8, and then finish off the year with another win against Chicago. I have them sweeping Chicago this year, going 9-8. And a lot of people saying, "Oh, Chicago, bitch, step up, Justin Fields." You remember my take on Justin Fields. I like Justin Fields. I feel like Justin Fields can be good, but he wasn't my top-ranked guy. He wasn't my top-ranked guy at all. So, I think I had him ranked 3 or 4 that year coming out of the draft class. He has potential to be good, but I just don't see all the hype. Do I think Chicago's going to be decent? Yes. Do I think Chicago can win the division? No. A lot of people are saying that he's MVP candidate. Absolutely not. They're absolutely going nuts. I feel like they have a bad year this year. He can find himself on a bench or going to a team and having one more tryout somewhere else. But what has Fields really done, Jackson? Honestly, throughout his career, what have you seen Fields really do?
I mean, we haven't really seen much. Everyone was saying this year was going to be, the year he's got DJ Moore now. But all we've really seen from Fields is the guy can run a little bit. The guy can, get out of the pocket and take it for 40 yards down the field. But that's all we really know. He's got a good arm. Other than that, we haven't really seen anything else. He's got to be more accurate. He's got his wide receiver 1. There's really no more excuses for this guy. He's got to take a step up, and he's got to be better.
Hughes never had over 17 passing touchdowns, which came last year. Never threw for less than 10 receptions a season, which was in 2021. And he's never threw for more than 2,200 yards, which was also last year. So, and the highest completion percentage he had in the whole year was 60.4%. This year he had 64.9 through week 1. But again, many of the passes he's making aren't impressive passes. That's just the bottom line. Is he a threat in the running game? Absolutely. But running the ball can only do so much at the quarterback position. I'm going to continue to say this. That was my problem with him coming out of college, not necessarily deciphering a defense and being able to squeeze balls in tight windows and stuff. He has an arm, right? But you got to be able to squeeze him in tight windows and actually throw the ball accurately, which makes your your receivers catch the ball in stride and allow them to go up the field. These are things I just didn't see Justin Fields possess. But this isn't about Justin Fields. This is about the Green Bay Packers. And how does this relate? Well, let's say the Packers are out of it. Let's say the Bears are out of it, which I honestly think that they are. I don't feel like they're doing that good. Minnesota just had a terrible upsetting loss against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Lions had a good win against the Chiefs. So when you look at this division, it's wide open. It is wide open for the Packers to possibly squeeze out a 9-8 or a 10-7 record could get it done. Do you think, honestly, that they win this division? I mean, they go 10-7, they make the wild card. They go 9-8, they may make the wild card as well. What are you thinking here? Honestly, after going 1-0, how you feeling?
Look, it's just going to depend on how the games go against the Lions. I think honestly, after 1 week, I'm pretty confident that's what it's going to come down to between the Packers and the Lions. So if the Packers can, take both those games, I think they win the division. I think maybe if they split those games, the Lions may take it by just a game. But I think that's what it comes down to. Do I honestly think they will win the division? I'm going to say no, because I think the Lions are going to take one of those games and they're going to end up having the game on them. But I think it's going to be really close, and I would not be surprised at all if they won the division.
But here's my thing too. Again, I don't know about winning the division like we just said, but making the playoffs is very possible.
Yeah.
Eagles let's say Eagles or Cowboys win the division. I don't care which one, but one makes a playoff. I mean, makes a wild card. So there, 2 spots are already taken, correct? One wild card spot's taken. There's 3 now. You go to the NFC West, the Niners win the division. If people are saying Seattle might make the playoffs or Rams now, right? That a good game. I don't know. I don't know if any of them honestly make the playoffs. I'm gonna be honest with you. We'll have to wait and see. It's honestly a decently tough division. I mean, Seattle. I wasn't that high on Seattle coming out this year. I really wasn't. So right now, I'm guaranteeing 2 wins. Right, right now we got the Niners and the Eagles or Cowboys winning, and one of those teams in the NFC East making the wild card. At least in my opinion. Okay, NFC North. But let's say you choose the Lions or the Vikings, whoever you choose. So that's 3. And I feel like one of those teams, whatever team doesn't, one of those teams, whether it's the Lions, the Packers, or the Vikings, one of them make the wild card. So that's 2. And I personally feel like the Saints win the final division. And I don't think any other team out of that division is making the playoffs. So there's 1 spot left. And let's say that the Packers don't win. The final spot, in my opinion, is going to be either the Packers, right? If they don't win the division in the NFC North, or, I mean, you can go and look at maybe the Seattle Seahawks. Right? Maybe the Giants. I don't think the Giants are going to do it, though, to be honest with you. I mean, who else? Who else are you really taking? That's really it to me. I'm not doing with the Rams. I'm not going with Arizona for hell no to that one. So, in all honesty, I'm telling you, I think that they can absolutely at least claim that 3rd and final wildcard spot. I think it's a very legitimate possibility that the Green Bay Packers, first year without Rodgers, is in the playoffs, and they get a 2nd-round pick from the New York Jets.
That would just be a great season for the Packers. And look, this team is going to get better. They didn't have Christian Watson week 1. Getting him back is going to be, instrumental for Jordan Love and his progression. This team, who do they play next week? They have the New Orleans Saints next week. That's going to be a tough game. It's going to be at Lambeau. Derek Carr and the Saints had a heck of a win against the Titans. So we'll see what happens. I think Jordan Love is going to be all right for him. I think if he can just keep doing what he's doing, making the easy throws, finding his guys, keep finding Aaron Jones out of the backfield. I think that was really good for him. Having a guy out of the backfield that can get open and just is reliable for the quarterback is really helpful. We see that all the time. And the defense for the Packers is solid too. So this team, it's gonna be a tough fight. it's gonna be a tough fight to get into the playoffs, but they can definitely do it.
Absolutely. And again, the schedule I was talking about earlier, right, was not. I forgot. Okay, I'm sorry. Excuse me if I I got this wrong. I believe the schedule I was talking about. No, actually, next week they get the Falcons. Next week they
Oh
do.
my bad. Okay.
Okay, let me just make sure though. Was that schedule that I was talking about before accurate or not? Because we did record this. I don't know if that. No, yeah, no, what? It might be Chicago.
It is the Falcons. I typed in the schedule and it showed the Falcons game first, and I thought that was
Okay, so no, I was sorry. I didn't know if because when we recorded those videos, not all the teams actually had their official. They had the teams that they were playing, but it wasn't the official order yet. But no, that was right then. So that's how I had their season going 9-8 in that order. But yeah, so the Falcons. So that's another absolute winnable game. They're going to start off, like I said. I feel like they're going to start off probably. Like I said, I thought, what did I say? 4-1 to start the season. I think that's a real possibility. With the only loss, in my opinion, was coming to the New Orleans Saints week 3. I feel like they can beat Detroit. I really, really do think they can beat Detroit. Whether or not they do is a different story, but I think that they can. I really think that they can. It's a possibility. Anything else that you want to get across? I mean, again, do you think then? So, final verdict: is this a playoff team in your opinion? Yes or no? I mean, you got to take a stance, either yes or no.
yes.
Okay. Because again, we can't just say yes to everybody. We're going to have to make some people disappointed. But yeah, I do truly
I
believe
agree.
the Packers are a playoff team.
Yeah, I fully believe this team's playoff. They got really good defense. Best corner in football. They got really solid edge rushers, good linebackers. It's just going to be all about if the offense can keep going up, and I think they will.
Me too. So Packers fans, there's a lot to be excited for. I'm telling you, all those Debbie Downers at the beginning of the season. So remember what I said. I do feel like you guys will probably win 9 to 10 games this season. We'll wait and see. They can go either way, but we'll wait and see. That's all from us. Anything else from you?
I got nothing.
All right, that's all. We'll see you guys soon. Peace. We are
Built Better.
See you guys soon. Peace.
180. 180, set.
Hehehehe